Hello and welcome to St. Louis Park Today. I'm your host, Seth Rowe, Community Editor of the St. Louis Park Sun-Sailor. And today I'm just going to show you a little bit of what's in our paper. This is tomorrow's edition, and some of you may have already received it at home. But for those of you who haven't, here's a sneak peek. On the cover, I've got a story about a cancer survivor, a breast cancer survivor, by the name of Jan Strasberg, who has opened up a wig studio in St. Louis Park in the Lang Nelson building, right across from Excelsior and Grand, in right off Excelsior, 4601 Excelsior Boulevard on the 4th floor there. And here's a picture of her. Let's see if I can get it up to the camera, right? A little picture of her I took. Kind of came out a little bit dark, but there she is. And her business endeavor came out of her own struggles with finding a wig when she lost her hair as a result of chemotherapy. And she said, the first place I walked into had no empathy. One clearly had no clue. You're a deer in the headlights at that point. You need someone to hold your hand. She also said, going to a salon to get her hair cut off before it all fell out. She said, you walk into a shop and someone's getting cute highlights and you're getting your hair cut off. And she and another wig store owner I spoke with at a store in Bloomington that she knows and kind of works with a little bit to a certain extent, said that losing one's hair is a little bit like losing your identity, and it's something that has a very psychological impact on people going through chemotherapy, especially of course women who might have longer hair or more, as she called it, a trademark hair. So it was kind of an interesting experience. I talked to her about that. She's a local sponsor of the Komen Foundation's Race for the Cure, which is Mother's Day this weekend at the Mall of America, by the way. And I'd encourage you, anyone who's interested, to visit their website, which is www.komenminnesota.org. Strasberg's website is www.itsstillme.com. No apostrophe there, just itsstillme.com. So that's kind of my featured story. Also up here on the front, I've got a story about the St. Louis Park School District sending home a letter to students about the swine flu. There we go. And they haven't had any cases in the St. Louis Park School District, but this is kind of a preemptive thing after that first confirmed case was made up in Cold Spring, Minnesota, at Ricori School. This is just a little bit of an informational guide for parents to know what to do, to let them know that the school district is monitoring the number of students who come to the health office with flu-like symptoms on a daily basis, watching for a high fever over 100 degrees, and also keeping track of the rates of student absences. And of course they are recommending that students who come down with flu-like symptoms stay at home and not expose other people. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of a constantly changing story. I just saw an article that Southwest High in Minneapolis has a couple of cases, it looked like, that were just discovered. So that's getting pretty close to St. Louis Park. It's right in the area, so we might come over. I think that we probably should keep it all in perspective and not get too alarmed. It's not a global pandemic yet. It's global, but it's not wiping out people by the billions or anything like that. So, and as far as I know, the vast majority of people who've gotten it have recovered, and it's even declining in Mexico. So anyway, but still certainly a timely topic, and certainly one that people are interested in, I think. So So that's the front page. Inside I've got a story about St. Louis Park's Graffiti Net, once again winning another award, this one a local one from the Humphrey Institute, the University of Minnesota. And this is a network that the St. Louis Park city officials put together that links other cities in the West Metro to put together information where they share suspect information and pictures of graffiti in the different cities. And they said after it was implemented they had a 50% drop in cases involving graffiti in St. Louis Park. It's very significant, and they've had some convictions that they're kind of ramped up because of having additional counts that they could link, as well as potentially the ability to catch people a little easier when they're working with other police departments. So that was kind of an interesting thing. They already had won the International Association of Chiefs of Police 2008 Community Policing Award for cities in the 20,000 to 50,000 population range. So that was a really big one. But Lieutenant Lori Dreyer said that the local one almost meant a little more because it was people in the community giving you that award, saying, yes, this really did have an impact in the area. I wrote a lot last week. I also wrote about the page 4, St. Louis Park School District Budget Forum. It's quiet this year. Only one person showed up. I've gotten twice that many calls on the topic, or calls or email. One call, one email. But still not quite as many people addressing their concerns, at least very publicly, with the proposed cuts, which are about, I believe, 640,000 or so that have been proposed, and 640,000, I got it right on the nose, right from memory. But it's not quite as big as last year, where they had about 1.3, 1.4 million in cuts in that area, and they had a lot of people. I mean, just dozens and dozens and dozens of people come out to meeting after meeting after meeting. So it hasn't been quite that turnout, but it's still kind of interesting. And we get some good opinions. We get a couple letters to the editor, some columns, you know, all that good stuff. Some good pictures here from the community, and I'd like to thank everybody who's submitted photos, by the way. Well, I think that's good enough. You get a flavor, and I encourage you to pick that up and take a look at what's going on in all those areas. Get all the details. And St. Louis Park Sun Sailor at your doorstep tomorrow, or possibly even today. In the weather, it is 74 degrees and partly cloudy, mostly sunny as I record this. That's the high today, 74. Low of 52. 40% chance of precipitation today in the form of thunderstorms. Tomorrow, high of 74, partly cloudy, low of 49. No precipitation in the forecast for tomorrow, so that should be great. I mean, hard to beat 74. Thanks again for watching. For St. Louis Park Today, I am still Seth Rowe.